Hey guys, so I already filmed all of this in front of my house, but I decided I didn't like the angle, I didn't like the color, so I figured, plus I wanted grass for the wheelies. I feel like I might be a little bit more willing to give it a try and commit to it if I'm on grass, plus it gives you a little bit better traction. But so I'm gonna go through all the different skills for the skills challenge, the COVID-19 quarantine, keep your brain sane. I don't know, I'm sure everybody's in the same boat, just going batshit crazy. We're fortunate in that our business and jobs are considered essential and still out in the field, so still traveling, you know, like getting out and about and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, enough of that. We all have plenty of that in our lives. So these are just going to be some of the basic skills that I've been wanting to work on. Some of them I'm a lot better at than others. Track stands, anything slow speed, I'm pretty good with, but could always get better, right? So anyway, let's get to it. So the first skill, I'm gonna start with my strength. So that's gonna be track stand. I'm gonna go through the different variations. My goal is to try to get to a minute. I may or may not speed that up with a little clock, so I mean, you know. Next up will be the seated track stand. This one I sucked at when I first got it, or learned about it. It was actually at the level 2 ASA with Babob, or Badass Bitches on Bikes. This is kind of her forte, and I saw her do it and I was like, that looks cool. And so anytime I'm at like a trailhead or waiting on anybody or just messing around, this is what I do. I can do it for long periods of time. That's just sort of part of it. It's easier in certain places than others, but I don't know what my record is. I've never officially tried to go for my longest, but I would say somewhere well with over the 5 minutes. Maybe even close to 10-minute mark. It's usually I get bored and end up coming out of it before I pop out of it. If only I could be that good at wheelies. But to be fair, I practice this a lot more. It's easier to practice. The risk is a lot less to me. I suppose you could fall. So if you want to try this one, sort of how I do it is you've got your pedal foot, which is my left foot. That's applying pressure down, and then my right foot, or tire foot, is applying pressure down on the tire. And so you're sort of doing this work back and forth, which allows you to balance a little bit easier than if you were trying to hold it completely still. But and then also I've got the bar into my leg, which does help, but it is possible to do it without. It's just more comfortable to hold it for longer periods of time with the bar end into my leg, but definitely doable both ways. So enough of that one. Not sure what this one's called, just some track stand variation. Skills you don't really need out on the trail, but look cool. Ew. So I can go no-handed on this as well, although it is not as good. All right, so on this one I'm going to do the circle.
Because it's a circle. It's not like a triangle. triangle has like a corner.
Circle. Yes, we're familiar with shapes.
Hey.
With bouncing. I don't know what the hell that's called, but my first attempt at it was when I did the first video, and it went a little better than I was anticipating. Initially, I was doing too big of bounces or movements, and so the goal is to do short, choppy, and make it around without too much movement forward and back. But yeah, so. Tiring. I'm gonna call that good. Hot mess. All right, next thing. All right, might as well get it over with, right? I just need to change my attitude towards wheelies and just have fun with it, work on it. Cool part is I have nowhere to go but up. Or technically I could go down, but wheelies take 3. All right, so that one was actually better. The main thing I'm noticing is just body position, which makes total sense. It's my elbows. Like I'm pulling and then I'm like forward, and I need to just get the arms straighter and be back and find that pivot point. So I'm gonna give it a couple more goes and call it good. Whoa. Alright, so this one's going to be the front pedal, or front wheel pedal lift. So the goal here isn't to try and pop like a just lift. You want to actually use the pedal stroke to initiate the lift. And then the goal is to then lift and shift the rear end. So the rear end should follow. And I haven't gotten that down. The timing, or I tend to push backwards instead of bring my hips forward. So I'm gonna start working on that. All right, so I have a lot of work to do on those. I just can't get the timing, and I don't know if my seat's not high enough, or maybe I'm in the wrong gear. Just everything's off. I feel a little better if I go with some speed and just do a regular pull, like a lift. But still, when I go to stand up and then try to bring the rear with me, I feel like my feet are popping off the pedals. So. Especially my left foot seems to go to the toe, but that'll be a good starting point. Hopefully can make some gains on that. This skill right here, I believe, makes huge differences on the actual trail. Like as far as your riding goes, I feel like if I could get this dialed, it would make like huge leaps and bounds out there on the trail. You know, you combine that with a track stand and the sky's the limit. Especially climbing techie stuff, like anything. So I'm excited about that. Definitely want to get it. It's important to me. I'm gonna try and make a plan to take a few, like at least one day, if not a couple days a week in the evenings, come up here and try to work on this, on different skills. All right, let's, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next. All right, so next one is going to be roll down lunge. I'm gonna do it from this height, the same height I was just doing the lift. And then maybe in the future, I'll put the double box up, bring all the boxes out and stack them up and have some fun. But for today's purposes and the baseline, I'm gonna start with I believe it's 12 inches and just execute a roll down lunge. All right, that's it for roll down lunge. Fairly simple. I feel like I, for the most part, nailed it. That one I feel pretty comfortable with here and out on the trail. I'm getting better about dropping off of stuff too. I actually almost prefer that now. Smoother, it's more fun. But anyway, yeah, so that's it for roll down lunge. All right, so the next couple of skills I'm gonna do are like centered around small circles, slow speed, sort of that balancing stuff. I should actually start with the actual small circles, but since I already have the box set up and everything lined up, I'm gonna actually drop off of a roll down lunge and either try to track stand it or try to make this tight corner.
Mejor echarse eso, te digo.
So I hadn't planned on doing cornering, but hey, what the hell, right? So I got my cones set up behind me. I'm gonna be doing a left-hand turn. All right, I'm gonna call that good on cornering. Again, I wasn't planning on throwing that one in there, but why not? So I got track stands, different variations, wheelies. I was gonna do front nose, Indo, whatever you wanna call it, but I think I'll save that one. What else did I do? Oh, I got the roll down lunge, the lift. I think that's good. I mean, you figure 5, keep it simple, time-wise and stuff. Future video, I might broaden it a little bit, but for now, this will get it started. And that way I can start working towards progression videos. And hopefully you guys will pop some of your tips, suggestions down in the comments below. Would love to see you guys, you know, getting motivated or getting ideas to do your own little challenges and stuff to work on skills during this quarantine period when trail access is limited in a lot of places. Other thing too is a lot of you know, the northern and maybe even some of the eastern states still are melting snow and stuff like that. So yeah, all right, hope you guys enjoyed. Thumbs up, subscribe. See you next time.